Down to our last bag of fish to weigh for 2012. First day, 5 fish for 2.44 kilos. Yesterday, he was the standout angler, 5 fish for 2.68. All up, he has 10 out of 10 for 5.12, and he had a good lead heading into the final day. Mikey Cole down here from Oz Tackle will be watching him heavily during this. Steve Elder, how you feeling, mate?
No problems here, mate. I know what he's got in that bag.
So, are you good or are you in trouble?
No, I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble. All right, let's get him up here. His name is Heath Blaikie. Round of applause for Heath. Now, for the folks who were here yesterday, you would have seen the presentation of the champion non-boater. That was you 12 months ago, champion non-boater at Foster. Here you are, potentially winning the grand final this time as a boater. How nervous are you?
Yeah, the nerves are starting to creep up my legs and up into my stomach right at the moment. But yeah, out in the water today, I just treated it like another day. And I had a little bit of, I dropped a few fish this year in a few tournaments. I knew my luck was about to come, and I've had a really good weekend. So yeah, just that step up from the win last year just spurred me on, and I set a few goals. And here I am.
Okay, now let's talk about your tournament. I assume you're fishing in the bay. Sorry, not the bay, in the passage.
In the passage, yeah.
Okay, and what was the spot? Run us through it.
Well, I decided to fish the passage, with the wind around this place. I thought it's a 3-day competition, consistency, and anything can happen, to stop anglers going over that sort of, have to come home early. It's a long tournament, and I thought I'll stay this side. It's really a flats fishery. I do, I've got a lot of flats at home. I just use some twitch baits around the weed beds for a lot of the tournament, and yeah, just mixed it up. First day I did a bit of a run around the area and just pulled my fish in a few locations. The bigger fish came from the flats, so on day 2 I stuck to the flats to try and get that bigger bag, and it paid off.
Now today, did your spot suffer under this condition?
Yeah, in the morning the flat was quite different. I pulled one fish from there, and it was it was terribly windy. Sea anchors out the back. It was just a really hard place to fish. So it got to 3.5 hours halfway through the day, and I thought, I was looking around, nobody was catching fish. So I thought, no, I'm going to pull the pin here and go and do what I love to do, which I have to give a mention to Chris Hickson. I non-boated with him last year. He taught me how to skip cast, and I've been really practicing that on my home waterway.
Yep.
And I thought, right, I'm going to hit these canals and put it into practice again, and it paid off.
So how did you fish the canals? Gotta be your dad. Son, hurry up. Let's weigh these fish. That's all right, mate.
Yeah, it was a little bit windy today, so instead of using worm hook plastics like I like to do, I popped a 1/20th hidden weight system up the stomach of the plastic, just to get that plastic down into the strike zone. A bit of wind grabs the line, it can pull the plastic out from where you want it to be.
So let me just catch up. Did you have any fish when you went to the canals?
Yeah, I had one.
You had one.
Yeah.
So
1:27.4.
So once you got there, how long until they started coming?
Well, not too long. Probably took me about 20 minutes to get my eye in with the casting, and after that, I think I pulled a 34. Got my heart pumping, and really started trying to get very good spots. It's a lot of little things when fishing canals in those areas. And I think my second fish was a kicker. It ran under this boat twice. I actually changed my my rod from this angle over to here, and I dropped him. And I was, I should have, used my electric to pull that fish out. Kept pressure on him, but I made a mistake there, and I thought I'll never do that again. And then I just, a lot of the blokes were fishing the easy side out of the wind. I just went to the windier sides I could find. The casting's harder. You've got to be more accurate. But a lot of the bait's getting blown to that side. If you can get your shot in and get it in the right spot, that's where the fish were.
All right. So how many do you have in your bag?
I have 4.
You've got 4. What time did you get your 4?
I'd say 10 to 1.
And did you still think you needed your 5th coming back to win?
Well, I came in last, so yeah, I really nailed it right to the last minute.
Can you read? You want to come over here?
Certainly
See the screen here? That little number there? Would you like to read it out for me?
can. 1.25 kilograms.
And you've got 4 fish. Alright, let's come over here and grab them. Is your dad watching the live stream?
Not sure, he's pretty computer illiterate, so maybe.
That was a nervous sigh there. 1.25 is what we're looking for. Bam, we have smashed that. Yeah. 2.1. Heath Blaikie is our champion.
Yeah. What a guy.
Now, Heath, when we had everybody up on the stage yesterday, you were one of the last guys I chatted to. And I said, this is playing out to be a fairy tale, but fairy tales don't always come true. It has.
It has, Simon, yeah. You know, just after getting that great, you know, making the grand final last year as a non-boater, meeting some great guys, Don Johnson, and Mango, that win just spurred me on to set some great goals in this. You know, I love this sport. It's so good to go out there with you guys and catch some quality fish. Yeah, it sort of dragged me away from a few things at home that I wasn't too proud of. Set some goals, and it's really, you know, a bit of a life changer for me.
Last year the non-boater champion, this year the boater champion. There's nowhere else to go, mate. Well, there is. AFC, and that's where you're up to next year.
Awesome. Can't wait.
All right. Anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, certainly. I'd like to thank my wife and 2 kids. Brooke, she really likes to have a fish with me in the teams event. She hasn't been able to the last year because of our new bubs. I have to thank Michael Cole and the Oz Tackle team. They're a great mob to be associated with. We've got some great new products just hit the market. We're one big family. We all work together. Just stoked to be with those guys. I really have to thank my non-boaters for the last 2 days. Without those guys, I wouldn't be standing here right now. Those 2 guys fished really well. Even Brad, my observer today, just to keep the nerves down, he was talking to me, you know, he kept me settled. He was a good young lad, and he's keen as mustard. Good thing to come out observing in a grand final. You know, even in that wind, I'll give him a bit. He hit the boat this morning. I said, "You're crazy, mate." He came out.
There we are, mate. The most precious thing in ABT bream fishing, #1 at a grand final. Woo. That belongs to you. You can put it in the tour. Folks, round of applause for Heath Blaikie. Go get the accolades of your peers, mate. There we are, folks.